Good morning, everyone,
Morning.
and thanks for joining in on the next episode of The Sordid Conversation. Today, we are joined by Marc from SCOTCHKrew, aka Fettas International, and I'm super excited to welcome you. Thanks for joining.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm kind of excited about this. Yeah,
We're glad that you
definitely,
can be
definitely.
here. So before we start, I will do a little intro about Marc and SCOTCHKrew, and then we'll kick it off over to you, Marc. So a little bit about SCOTCHKrew. It all started with a group of friends whom called themselves SCOTCHKrew. So 10 men looking to enjoy their yearly Miami Carnival trip. As the popularity of their adventures grew, the demand to accommodate others looking to also share that experience followed suit. So Fettas International LLC was formed to meet the needs of the ever-growing number of SCOTCHKrew affiliates. In the span of 5 years, the company has become a full accommodation firm, providing lodging services, carnival costume registration, and event tickets, aka FETs, through the Caribbean islands, with more destinations, features, and services being added. And sharing the Caribbean culture to the massive has become your divine driving force. So SCOTCHKrew says, when you're ready, let us know, because when you're with SCOTCHKrew, you get through. And we are super
Get true.
excited, super excited to have you. So before we kick it off to Marc, everybody grab your beverage of choice. Marc, what are you drinking today?
Well, the Scotch cup always must have Scotch, but today's kind of early, so a little tea today.
Oh, dope. Okay, well, I
Yeah.
am drinking my famous and favorite oat milk latte, and that is my
Ah,
jam on this Saturday morning.
yeah. I'm trying
So
this new tea thing.
dope. I love a good
hmm
cup of tea.
Yeah, I'm very new to the game, but I have some friends who, oh, actually my employees at my job bought me some teas and stuff like that. So I try to take home. I make my own tea bag, no Liptons, my own tea bags and stuff
Wow.
like that. Yeah, I get bougie on the weekends.
Get bougie on the weekdays too. Do it.
I got you. I got you.
Awesome. So we'll kick it off to you. I know that we just introduced SCOTCHKrew as well as Fettas. If you want to give a little insight on who you are and let us get to know you.
Well, the intro was pretty self-explanatory. I'm just the general that puts all the stuff together. Those friends are still my friends. We call us the Scotch Crew Originals, but we're just guys that like to enjoy the carnival scene. This is our culture, and even with the people that are not a part of our culture, it's like the vibe is always there. So I bring the vibe. So that's what I am, and they just call me the Scotch King when I'm not drinking tea.
Scotch King. So you are in it, like Miami Carnival is your jam. Has it always been Miami Carnival, or like where are you from? A little bit of background, like how is this your thing?
So I was born in Trinidad, so the Trinidad culture is definitely there. So Trinidad Carnival has always been in my life. However, between my young adult ages, I didn't have a passport. That's a long story, but so I couldn't go to Carnival at a young age when I was like 18, 19, 20s. Um, so Miami Carnival was what we had, Labor Day Carnival as well. But Miami Carnival, because I lived in Florida at the time, was the jam all through my college days and stuff like that. And when I was able to get my passport, I went to Barbados first, crop over, fell in love. The first time I really fell in love with dirty parties and stuff like that was there. And then it didn't stop from there. After that was Trinidad 6 months later. Um, and then we started to do the international accommodation. So then I was in St. Lucia, I was in Cayman Islands. Whew, we went all over the place. Jamaica, yeah. So, and I have more to do, just trying to get everywhere. Thanks to COVID, we had a little pause, but we're gonna get back to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll love to get to know a little bit more about your story as we have some questions for you. So we'll kick off questions now. Who or what has inspired you to do the incredible things that you're doing?
So the main thing is my culture. I've said that so many times already. So being Caribbean, that's one of the driving forces that we have. But what started Fettas International is my family. My dad is the one who created the name, and that's why I wore this shirt today, because way before we became an entity, he decided I wanted to do something, and he came home and says, "Guys, look at my logo." And he's one of the first shirts and logos we ever had. So I wear it in nostalgic fashion all the time. So I thank my dad for that. The cousins that I have that has influenced me to do some of the crazy stuff that you see. Like our famous Johnny phone started off with, a cousin doing things that I mimicked, and it's truly how we get through the culture of the Caribbean being so accommodating, and then my family being so traditional in what we love is made me do all the things that we got. So thank you to them. That's what it is, really, truly. I wouldn't be who I am. Fettas International, SCOTCHKrew wouldn't be who they are without those first set of peoples, definitely.
Family. That's
yeah,
awesome.
definitely.
And honestly, like going back to the history of Carnival and the reasonings and everything, like everything kind of ties back to family in some capacity. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So getting to know SCOTCHKrew / Fettas International, what are your company's goal or mission?
So the mission has always been to bring the carnival experience to the masses. The goal is to one day say that Fettas International was able to provide a carnival accommodation for every carnival in the world. A lot of people don't know that there is a full calendar of carnivals across the entire world, not just the Caribbean, not just America. I'm talking about in Europe as well. Like Notting Hill Carnival in England is very massive, and I'm waiting to get across the pond, and we will be there soon enough. So one day we will have accommodations that you can go ahead to any carnival.
That's awesome.
That's the goal.
It's really cool. And it's so interesting, at least for me, it's interesting to see the similarities, but the differences between each celebration or each country or, and their traditions, because there are some similarities, and then there's also a huge amount of differences between each culture.
Each one is its own experience, and it's truly a pleasure to go to each island that I've been to so far and see the differences that they do have.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Carnival was not invented yesterday. Accommodations have always existed in some capacity. But what is unique about SCOTCHKrew? So what is unique about your business?
So like you said, it's definitely not reinventing the wheel. It's actually just giving a certain experience. And that's what we try to do when I started this company. I wanted to be able to say, everybody has an option. Usually when you go to these concierge companies or these package groups, they say, okay, I'm providing you this, and this is what you are going to do. What I wanted to have available was, this is what we have, pick what you want. So, and I believe that has made us as successful and has made us grow as fast as we had, because we are able to accommodate in a very large range of things. If you just want FET tickets, or FET as in a party ticket, hey, we have that available. If you just want to stay in a house with us, yeah, we have that available. Or if you want everything together, I'll give you a package, no problem. So I'm happy that I'm able to accommodate people that easily. So yeah.
Curating the experience for them individually versus this is what we offer and you have to take it all or take none of it.
It hurts my feelings when they say that. No, I don't want to do all that.
I know. How great is it that you get to curate that experience for people, One, if they've never experienced it before, but two, also if you have experienced it and like a certain FET isn't your thing, like if you sometimes when you work with other companies or whatever other accommodations, it's all inclusive of all the things. Like if Juve is not your jam, Juve is not your jam. And like for those that may not know what Juve is, it is a messy fete. It is a messy party, and
Right.
it's an acquired taste, to say the least. So it's
It is.
sometimes like the one that nobody really wants to go to, or one that like the whole group wants to go with the exception of like 2 people. So it's really cool that you get to curate that experience for each person.
And as you mentioned, you always think about, in the business sense, what can you do to bring more people, and then what can you do to keep people coming? So the thing with Carnival is, once you have your first experience, you'll love the package, but you don't know anything.
Yeah.
But once you start to know, you don't need all that. So to be able to also accommodate those type of people, the veterans as they're called, the people that's been in the Carnival world for years and years and years, but still also need help to get things. They don't want to stress over getting things, but they don't need a full package. That's what we're here for, accommodating everyone. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I would assume, like any other small business, but specifically one that is, it could be seasonal, right? That you have seasons at times, and then you have challenges like COVID that impacted everybody in some capacity, but the travel industry was greatly impacted as well. What challenges have you or your company overcome while working towards your goals where you are now, or as you continue to work towards future goals?
So COVID and the pandemic has definitely been one of the biggest challenges I've ever faced, being a company that deals with travel. So we all know borders were closed, and countries stopped having events altogether, and it was a lot. But we were able, I was lucky enough that we were able to turn around, do more domestic trips and do more domestic events that kept us going. But besides that, I think as a company, one of the hardest things to deal with is knowing how to please people. Okay. So normal issues, budget wise and losing money or any type of things, that's normal business stuff. But dealing with people, that's a task in itself, and that's a skill in itself. A lot of people don't really have, and I believe it's the hardest thing to manage in a company when it comes to accommodating. Like I said, everybody is different. So they say it's hard to please everyone. It's true, but you can be able to work accordingly. As I say, you can always work accordingly. So I love my people. People enjoy the experience they have with me, and that goes from a wide range of people. So, but that is the hardest skill that I had to master, and I'm still learning how to do it.
I think that as much as you're accommodating and like curating the experience for them with fetes or housing or whatever, it's equally like curating communication and experience like in person is a huge challenge, like you said. So I can see that being an ongoing challenge, because we as human beings are also evolving too. Like our expectations are evolving. People's expectations are significantly higher because of accessibility or because of technology, or just seeing that evolve is insane. So I think there's a lot of creativity going on in your business, obviously, between like the organization or getting fetes put together or stepping outside of the box for accommodations. Like, what does your creative process look like, and what's it like?
So you can see in the back, I have this large calendar, thanks to a good friend of mine who got me this calendar. Love it. And if you could see it, I have dates all marked up of different things that I see. Because we deal with the accommodations of events, you have to deal with the scheduling that you see.
Yeah.
following Instagrams and stuff like that to see what's next. So once I see the best thing that people are gravitating to, and most of the time it's what I'm interested in, you start to create what kind of accommodation we can have. And it's usually the same basis: lodging, transport, and events. Okay. Once you get that down packed, you go ahead. Then you get into the nice details. What can I do to make this experience better? So it all starts, usually what it starts with is this book right here. Another friend of mine got me a book called Hatch. Little plug-in, sorry. But this book right here has been a miracle worker. It allows me to put all my ideas and then get everything in order. So usually I have a bunch of bullets. I usually have a lot of books. So I'm a writer. I'm very tech savvy, but let me write things down first. So that's usually the first step after finding what we're going to do, is write. And I'm like a doctor with chicken scratch, but I can read it. I promise you, I can read it. And once it gets onto the computer and gets digitized, that's when it starts to become structured and the logistics start to happen. So that's how the creative process started. Is always writing.
Has it always been like pen to paper, or have you tried to do digital before? Like,
yeah, pen to paper. Always pen to paper. Yeah. And even when, I try to start, like, say I don't have pen to paper, but I have my iPad or one of those objects, it just doesn't, flow as good. This flows better.
I agree. I've tried the digital before. So iPad, Apple Pencil, my notes section on my phone, like I've tried it and it just sits there. Like I just never go back to it. Mm-hmm. And there's definitely something about like the pressing of a pen and a scratch out. Like we've talked about it in previous conversations. Like I have planners on planners, but I still use my Google Calendar. Like there's got to be a transition between the two for sure.
I think I probably have maybe 6 little binders of just notepads all over the place. And my office has the same thing at my job. Office all over the place. Yeah. But I love it. It's easy. And people look at it and say, how do you organize yourself? Don't worry. Organized confusion.
Once you write it down, do you remember it, or do you have to like refer back to it?
I like to refer back to it, and I think this has made referring back to a lot easier, because sometimes the notepads are the same color, and that's never fun.
You just go with the same aesthetic, no matter what the subject is.
Yeah, but after I got this Hatch book, it's been a lot easier.
What is the Hatch book? Like what is it exactly?
So the concept of hatching is hatching an idea. So I believe it has 3 steps to this book, where it's conceive, incubate, and then hatch. So in the book itself, it has different types of sections that allow you to jot down notes. And then it has a section where you outline everything. And then it has a section as it plays out. And it has helped me organize small event, and especially with the pandemic, like I said, carnivals have been out. So carnivals always had a structure. You needed lodging, you needed transport, you needed events, right? When you didn't have that, you needed to think outside of the box. So your ideas needed to be structured, and that helped me out a lot. So like I had a puff and paint event not too long ago. Actually, we had 2. Which was great, and it was a new concept. A lot of people didn't know about it, but it went off very well. We're doing private trips now, so being able to conceive that was easier once you have all that stuff. So yeah, hatching all ideas.
Well, thanks to Hatch.
Yeah.
I'm glad you found something that works for you. We're plugging them, but
about to say, I need you guys to send me 2 more. This one's on. Okay, guys.
I think it's also important as like small business owners to share what works and what doesn't work for each other, because it can assist somebody else, like whether it's somebody starting out or thinking of starting out, or they've already been established and it's an opportunity for them, like maybe somebody can benefit from what works for you. Going
Definitely.
back to COVID, this is kind of like a left field question, but did you have any trips planned during COVID, and what happened, and how did you like realign? And I mean, I think that it's just really interesting. One, because we've never necessarily experienced any of this before. So how quickly did you have to adjust and accommodate for that?
So 2020, we started off with Trinidad Carnival, which was the only carnival in the year of 2020, technically. And now that Carnival is coming back and stuff like that, people say they haven't touched Carnival in almost 2 years. So that's how intense. That's how intense the stress is when you're a carnival head, and it's been 2 years. So we were lucky enough that we were able to have accommodations for Trinidad in 2020. However, 2020 we had 5 destinations for that year, 2 of which were brand new destinations for us: St. Lucia and Atlanta Carnival, which was a domestic one. But
Oh no.
it was sad to see as each island started just send off their announcements. This carnival's canceled. This carnival's canceled, and it literally went like this. If you follow our Instagram, there's a part of the timeline that just said bad news all the time. So that was definitely, it took a while just to sit back and be like, okay, what do we do? And what I did was just restructure what I had already, try to make things better, redo a few things, and then start doing other ideas. And that's when the more private trips started to come out, where the little new events started coming out. However, we still kept the idea that Carnival will be back, so make sure that our links were still good. So shout out to all the promoters, all the bands, all those people. Shout out to y'all to always still being around. So yeah, with COVID, it was definitely an eye-opening experience to feel we was going to have our best year since we started with, 5 trips, 4 international, and actually 2 domestic. So yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. But you overcame, you adjusted,
I'm still here.
and you still have your affiliates, and that's amazing. It goes back to family. Like, you've created a family with your affiliates, and that family continues to grow, which is amazing. Cool. So as you've continued to get through your challenges and develop as a brand, as a company, if you had one piece of advice for someone that is just starting out, what would it be?
Okay, so first one would be get a hatch book, but that's besides that. Follow your bliss. That is something I've lived by for many years. So much that I even have it tattooed on me, that it's something truly amazing when you follow what makes you the most happiest, not just happy, the most happy. And that's why it doesn't say follow your joy. It doesn't say follow your happiness. It says follow your bliss, because I realized that those are the things that take you to your highest point. And I'm still going, success is a journey, not a destination, but following my bliss has been my number one greatest thing to learn.
That's awesome. Do you feel like bliss, or your bliss, continues to evolve as you continue to grow, or?
So the end goal has always been the same, but things always change. Change is inevitable. So you grow with it. And like I said before, it's a journey, not a destination. So yeah, it's always going to be there, but bliss is at the highest point. So that general feeling is what's that. So no matter what happens, what changes and stuff, that feeling never changes. And that's what following your bliss is about, following that ultimate ultimate happiness feeling.
Got it.
Yeah.
Let me know if you can't hear me also, because sunny Miami is being Miami and it's raining. So let me know if you're having any issues hearing me.
So I was a bit, but I think I got through it pretty well.
Okay.
I think.
Let me know. It was literally sunny and like 87 degrees outside, and we are raining now. So it'll
So you
probably
just went in and out.
it'll probably last like 30 minutes and then we'll be finished. So Marc, what is next for you? Next for SCOTCHKrew, next for Fettas International, all of the above?
So I am very, 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 very happy to announce that we have Miami Carnival coming back. Yay! I don't think you understand the joy that Carnival brings to people. That announcement has people flocking in from all over. So we're getting ready to accommodate those. We're going to be with One Island Band down in Miami. We have a full package together that's released. So that's what we're planning right now. We also have the small trips. We have more puff and paints and more other events. So we have a lot, but the big thing is Miami Carnival. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If you guys ready, you guys should find us on all our social medias. It's always SCOTCHKrew, SCOTCH, excuse me, KREW. A lot of people put a C, it's KREW. So that's what we're doing.
That's
so
awesome.
excited.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
When did they announce that Miami Carnival was like back? Oh, I don't know if you heard me.
Miami Carnival is, yeah, you said when is the next carnival? When is Miami?
No, I said when did they announce that Miami Carnival is back?
Oh, I believe a few weeks ago, the committee announced it, and actually let's take a look at the calendar. The second weekend of June, I believe they started announcing bands. That whole week, all the bands started announcing that they were coming back and that they have costumes and stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
So we're here.
Congrats. That's really exciting. Well, the next thing was to plug your social media, plug your website. You can definitely plug again if you'd like. I know that you just said SCOTCHKrew. What platforms are you available on? Where can they find you?
So yes, search SCOTCHKrew on both Facebook and Instagram. The website is fettasinternational.com, FETTASINTL.com. That's where we get all our accommodations. Everything is there. You can find Fett tickets, more packages, private trips. So that's where everything is. But follow us on the social media and the Facebook and the Instagrams. This is where we post all our pictures of our SCOTCHKrew affiliates having a great time. So check us out.
Awesome. And then also, can they find more information on those personal trips that you guys also do and the puff and paint? Like all of that information is there too?
Say the last part again.
Can they find all the information for like the personal trips and like puff and paints, like all the other activations also available?
Yeah, so usually what we do is post all the flyers and stuff like that, keep everybody informed so we get more affiliates and stuff. Like we have a group chat as well. Once you come to our first trips, and like you said, we keep everybody as a family. We have group chats to keep everybody aware of what's going on. So the first step is always to follow our Instagram mainly, and then our Facebook, and that's where you find everything that we have. And then once you're ready to pull the gun, pull the trigger, jump up, don't stick, hit us on the website, Fettas International. Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, you also have the opportunity, if you have anything that you want to ask us, whether it's like Sorted Olio or myself personally, this is kind of your opportunity.
Yeah, sure. So Sorted Olio, being who you guys are, what are some future things for you? I know you guys actually help us out with a lot of stuff. Little people don't know that much, but Sorted Olio definitely has helped us bring that experience to many people. So do you have any other future things in the pipeline?
There's always future things in the pipeline. We just recently kicked off our YouTube channel, so that's been a huge focus for us. We have some other things going on in the behind the scenes that we're working on, not yet ready to communicate, but working through being able to do more of those custom gifts. And thank you for allowing us to be part of your experiences. If you guys haven't seen it yet, head over to Sorted Oleo's Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest, and you'll see a little bit of the behind the scenes on some of the experiences that we did for SCOTCHKrew. But we really want to focus on curating those gifts and those packages for different corporations and activations, whether it's for like employee appreciation or occasions, weddings, holidays, those types of things. So that's our main focus right now, is how do we support those businesses just a little bit more. But right now we're just focusing on YouTube and being able to share your guys' amazing stories, and hope that we can continue to inspire others and share our learning so we can be better and they can be better, and just continuing the community.
Being better. That's what I tell my employees all the time. You guys can be better.
Hopefully in a good way.
Always. No, I'm just saying in general, like there's always better, because if we feel that we have reached a point where that's it, what's the point of going on? So I always tell them, no matter how good they are, there's always better. Strive to be better. Anything.
Don't be stagnant.
But yeah, I think when I say you could be better, doesn't sound so good, but they understand. Those, they understand. It's my family too.
That's awesome. Cool. Also, if you guys don't know, Fettas or SCOTCHKrew are also Sorted Oleo small business partners. There are exclusive offers available on Sorted Oleo for SCOTCHKrew, and upcoming trips and activations. So take a look at that. Only available to the Sorted Oleo community. And also, all of our information is going to be in the description below. So follow us on Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest. We are at the handle Sorted Oleo. It's SORTEDOLIO. And the website is the same.com. And thanks for joining us. Thanks for
having me.
The morning, and letting us get to know a little bit more about you and your company and where you're going. And we hope to be a part of the journey some more.
Definitely. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
Awesome. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you on the next episode of The Sorted Conversation. Have a good one.